So I'm not gonna lie, I am freaking out. This is not good at all. Welcome back to the cabin, everybody. I've been away from the cabin for the past few days doing a beaver job, and I knew I wasn't gonna be around, but unfortunately what I wasn't aware of is that we were gonna get torrential rains for several days in a row. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get back until today. So let's go take a look at the damage. My fear is the rain has been falling on the bunkhouse, on the floor we just put in, on all the OSB, and I had it partially tarped because the last thing on my mind was I was not expecting any chance of rain whatsoever. Snow maybe, but I mean, Christmas is next week. We're not supposed to be getting rain, right? So let's go take a look and see the damage. I had placed a tarp on the top of the roof, but it really wasn't secured down properly, and of course the wind blew it. So here's where I left off, but unfortunately I had put a tarp on here just to cover up some wood, thinking the tarp on the ceiling would be adequate, and of course with all the rain it pulled the tarp off the roof. And now not only do I have water puddled on the tarp and on the floor, but I also have these pockets of water in the tarp that I'm going to need to get out of, push over the side, and then get the roof re-tarp. So I do have enough sheeting and tar paper to finish the roof, and I'm hoping to do kind of an emergency job on this tonight while it's dark, and then into tomorrow. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to film because it's going to be dark, but it's still misting out right now, and I'm afraid that all of this OSB is going to swell and get ruined on the floor. So my thought is I'm hoping I can get this covered up and tar papered so that it's at least protected. Although maybe we're going to be okay. It looks, well, there's a lot of holes in these tarps, but it looks kind of dry underneath there. And it looks like the roof has protected a little bit, which I'm really happy about considering it literally has been torrential rain for 2.5 days. So I'm not gonna lie, I am freaking out. This is not good at all. And it looks better than I expected. However, that floor still has to be holding a lot of water. But I mean, this is how much it's rained. I mean, look at the ground. Like, there's literally standing water puddles. That's how much rain we've gotten. It's just, here I was so excited for warm temperatures to be able to work on projects. As you can see, it is still misty, foggy, rainy out, so I am going to not waste any time. I have some lumber in the trailer, so first things I'm going to do is set up some scaffold and try to get some sheets on the roof and then get that tar papered. Or maybe what I will do is get it sheeted and put that tarp back over it, because I'm not sure how wet that OSB is on the roof that I have. It looks kind of okay for the most part. Although, how would I be able to tell from here, really, I guess. But at least that has been shedding water instead of sitting and soaking in like the floor. So enough talking. I need to get cracking here. I probably only have half hour, 40 minutes of daylight left, and I have a bunch of stuff in the trailer, scaffold, sheets of OSB that I need to unload. And of course, get the cabin warmed up. All of the typical things when you've been gone for a few days. Well, first things first, let's try to get this tarp emptied of water, and then we'll worry about the tarp on the floor that's full of water. Oh, shoot. That got me a little bit. Not too bad. Well, that certainly did not help the situation. With all this wet wood, might as well go right outside. Ciao, baby. So my thought was, I wonder if I could use the vacuum to try to get some of this water swept up or sucked up. Or see the standing water in here. Try to do this without getting all the water that's in the tarp out of the tarp. I took a broom and I swept as much as I could. You can see where it's pretty glossy, and over here it's fairly dry from where the wood and the tarps were. Some of this is wet because I've swept over it, but there are definitely some soaked in spots. I don't know what else to do at this point. It's about 100% humidity, so I don't think even putting a fan on it would work. I need to get it enclosed, and then maybe I have an old wood stove. Maybe I can get it enclosed and just blast that and try to get like a lot of dry, warm air in here. Maybe then put a fan in here. Yeah, I don't know. All right, time to put some sheeting on. Protect what we've got so far, at least, hopefully. So I kind of come to my senses. I was probably talking in panic, but the camera makes it look much more light out than it is actually. So instead of trying to set everything up, get on the roof in the dark where it's wet and icy and slippery, at this point, the damage is done. Waiting until tomorrow when I have daylight and better working conditions is not going to change anything at this point. So the other thing that I thought is I don't want to put any more sheets up there tonight because I won't have time for sure to tar paper it. So if it does rain all night, I'm just getting these boards wet as well. So I think I'm going to put these somewhere dry, tarp the roof, assess the damage, and in the morning right away we're going to hit the ground running and we're going to see if we can't complete that roof. So, but all right, catch you in a bit. Good morning, and as you can see, that mist we had last night turned into snow when the temperature dropped, but it looks like we just got a dusting. The bunkhouse fared fairly well since I put the tarp up, but I'm sure when we pull the tarp down today, all that snow is going to end up inside, so we're going to have to sweep that up. And then, of course, that roof is going to be snowy and icy when we're on top of it today, but it's got to be done. So, without further ado, let's put the roof on the bunkhouse. Now, when I talk about putting the roof on the bunkhouse, what I'm referring to is we're just going to sheathe it with OSB. We're going to put tar paper on it. Eventually, there will be a metal roof on it, but that's something that I have to order. It's not something that I can just go to the hardware store and buy. If I was going to buy the generic green panels from like Home Depot or something, yes, but I will be using brown, and of course my panels will have to fit the size of the roof. Therefore, they have to be made by a manufacturer. So the metal part of the roof will go on later in the year, maybe even in the spring, and that's why I bought heavy-duty tar paper to put on the roof. Hopefully it lasts until spring and protects the sheathing and the cabin underneath. And last night I made a trip into town and I bought a forced air heater. And hopefully when we get the roof covered, we can get that fired up in here and hopefully dry out that floor. Job ready. The sun is starting to come out, so maybe that'll melt it and at least turn it to water, which isn't good either, but it's better than ice. First thing I'm going to do is nail or screw this brace on, and then I'm going to throw a rope over this and try to be even more safe. Did I just get up on the stupid roof? Pure ice, pure ice. Can't get any leverage because I can't push off against the scaffold because it just slides away. Well, I got one half completely sheathed, and now I'm gonna try to put tar paper on it just because I want to move the scaffold and be done with it. I don't want to go back and forth. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it without moving my blocks, but I may have to start in the middle and work up and then work down from the ladder. Decided I'd have a little power lunch. Got some sardines and crackers and nice chunk of cheese. Want your morning snuggles? Good morning, River Dog. Right on schedule. What's the matter, chicks? No breakfast this morning? All right, I'll get you some seeds. They're all lined up in the tree there. And they go right to the picnic table where I feed them. All right, you guys did a good job. Now you get some free seeds. I finished up the roof last night by candlelight in a snowstorm. It was very romantic. Not really, but it was too dark to film, so I couldn't bring you guys with. So this morning we're gonna try to put some tar paper on the roof. And if we can get that done, we are probably gonna call it a day. We'll see how it goes. Well, I just learned something valuable today. Apparently tar paper does not do well when it's cold. So like I said, it's about 5-6 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, and I started unrolling the tar paper to cut it to sections, and it is so brittle that it's like frozen. But yeah, I went to fold it and it just cracked. It was like ice. It was, wow, I was just surprised. So anyway, this is the time of year when my GoPro batteries die very rapidly because it's so cold. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film this morning, but I'll probably just catch in with you guys every so often and update you on how things are going. I have to go back to the river house tonight because my daughter's coming home from college. And then my son comes home in a couple days, so we're all going to spend time together for Christmas, and then it will be right back up here at the cabin. I picked up this Ryobi heater, and I thought maybe I would try this in the bunkhouse and try to blow hot air over that floor to just dry it out some. Hopefully this does the trick. It's kind of a limited use object, but you know, I've got a lot of money invested into that OSB, and hopefully this takes care of it. It's just a nice little battery powered propane unit. Doesn't need any electricity, just runs off Ryobi batteries. So hopefully this does the trick. And we have ignition, blast off. It's working, we're getting heat in here. Hopefully that thaws this floor and dries it out. I tried putting some tar paper up on the roof, and every time I would hit it with the hammer tacker, the hammer tacker would put a hole in the tar paper. Obviously the paper is just too cold and too brittle, so I'm gonna have to wait for it to warm up longer. Well everybody, it's that time. I give up. I tried 3 different times to put that tar paper on the roof, and it's just so cold. The tar paper is so brittle that whether it was the hammer tacker punching through or even the rope on the safety harness, if it would rub against it, it would tear. I wrecked 3 sheets trying, and that's enough. I guess I'm stuck waiting for it to get warmer. So you know the deal. Love you guys, and we'll see you soon.